Well. This is pretty insane. These prices are nuts. Nuts. Big, fat, hairy nuts. This price, man. This is... we're at $86,000. $86,000. Now, this is gonna... The reason for this video, I can't be bothered to make many videos at the moment. Just working on the trading stuff. Just making money, right? But when it comes to strategies, in terms of what to do when these sorts of things happen, there are obviously a million ways you can approach it. But what I'm doing is I'm being quite reserved with it. I mean, I could go 10x on this if I wanted to and make a shitload, but that's not for me, especially at this critical stage where it's 86,000. It's pumped up so much. That's extreme risk. There's other YouTubers. I was watching Crypto Face last night, and he's a millionaire, right? And he did a 20x long at the top, last night's top, which was like 79,000 something. He then pulled out. He then closed this position because he couldn't handle it. I tweeted about it. It was just insane, like the amount of money people have and just the risks they put on. 20x at the top. Fucking idiot. Anyway, so you're going to see soon, very soon. In my opinion, I think it's going to happen soon. We're going to see a pullback, I guess, to... I would say probably about a 5% pullback, maybe more. In the past, right, there's been 30% drops, 30% drops in different bull markets, but this is, and you could argue it's the same thing. It's the same thing is happening, completely the same. So it's going to happen again. However, with these these ETFs and stuff, the amount they're buying, Michael Saylor's buying a shitload, and they don't sell. That's a huge contributing factor as to why it won't dump as hard. I don't think in this time around, like the 30%ers, right? I don't think that's going to happen. Could be completely wrong, of course. Who knows? But it could be a couple of giant whales out there that just dump when it gets to 100k. And that's the thing, if it gets to 100k, if you're in positions like leverage trade positions, or even if you're planning to sell at 100k, don't sell at 100k. Sell at 97, 96, 98, because you're going to get everyone doing that. You're going to get everyone selling at 98, 97, 96, because that's thinking logically. It might get to 96 and then come right back down, because everyone has that same idea. So you should be in that boat as well. But yeah, that's what probably will happen. I guess during that time we might see a reversal into an altcoin season before that happens. I guess. Who knows? I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. But anyway, with trading, right? This is the point I'm trying to make with this video. Because it's 86k, and we don't know if it comes down 10k today or tomorrow, or not at all, right? It might just continue going higher, and that's the risk. So what I'm doing is I have two positions where, first of all, I'm always going to be in a position with this uptrend. So right now I'm always trying to find good entries when there's small dips like this one here, right? When it came down here, this is an example. I didn't get into this one. So when it comes down, then I get in to go and join into this uptrend again. Like every time there's a red candle, that's when I want to get in, because I know it's going to continue higher because of what this market is giving us right now, right? It's just obvious. That's what you do. Buy low on these longs and then get out at the new local top, the new most recent high. So here, for example, if I was to get in here, I would sell here, get in back here, sell here again, because that's the most recent all-time high here, right? And you repeat. And then I have another account. So this is Blowfin. I have another account on Apex Omni, formerly Apex Pro. Well, Apex Pro is still there, but this is a different one. And what I do, so I have this one that I just mentioned, where I'm constantly in trades, and then this one, I more or less wait. I've got a position here at EC2, a limit order set. So I'm not in these ones. These ones this is basically an account where if this one comes down and I'm in a trade and I'm stuck up here, say it comes down to here, right? Then I have the flexibility to jump into this one and then trade off this instead. Or whatever, another exchange, or Jupiter, Perps, or whatever. Right, so there's always that option to not be stuck in a trade and always continue to make gains and profits. So that's what I plan to do, and I am doing that right now. Made a nice amount over the last 48 hours. It's pretty obvious, we go back to the main chart, it's pretty obvious that our most strongest support would be the previous all-time high back in, let's go to back in March, right? This would be the previous all-time high, the 73 and 4 or whatever. So that's where you would do a position. You could open a long here. If it was to come crashing down and you see it's coming down, that would be an excellent point of support, like really strong. The next point of support would be 67,000, because that's where we've been trading the most. That's where there's been most buys and sells of Bitcoin. But in between this lot here, what we would want to see, we would see, what I'm doing is I would get in a trade, because if this has got to come down, this is too, I mean, we're in a bull market, right? We're in the bull run, so this could continue higher, and it most likely will. I'm just making this video for the sake of it, really. If we do come down, probably the next point would be 80,000, because that's the most sort of, how do you say it, most psychological key area, big round number, right? Then it probably would be this area here. This is the 4-hour chart. This zone here, the 76,000, because we were trading here for a number of days, you can see here. After the election, this is the election pump. So we were trading here for a number of days, so you've got a lot of support here. So you just read the charts, have some common sense, and just apply that to your entries. But right now, I mean, this is just too, I mean, I would get into a trade. I'm going to get into obviously another trade, but when it comes down a bit more, maybe back down to 85.5. But you know, it's risky. It's risky business. This stuff. This is risky business, because this could come crashing down. And keep an eye on liquidations as well, because we're in unknown territory right now, like literally price discovery. It's just, I mean, look, there's so much liquidity down here, but not much up here, because well, everyone's getting swept because of the new all-time highs, right? So there's not going to be much up here to go off. Let's just have a look at 3-day. Yeah, not much anymore. If it's just been wiped out, you're gonna get, yeah, practically nothing. So it's all down here now. Wow. So there's a lot of liquidity down here, right? In the mid 70s. So that could be an area of an entry. These are just vague ideas I'm giving out, but ultimately this surely has to come down. I'm not saying like catastrophically it has to, but like down to the low 70s, but it could. It really could. But because of how strong this is right now and how much money is coming into this, I mean, look at this. Look at this volume right here. It's nuts. So, I mean, the more you look at it, the more convinced you get. It's so strong right now. People are buying, retail's clearly coming in. People are obviously waiting for more clarity and confirmation with the election to make that decision to buy. And it's no more apparent than just looking at the chart. This is conviction if it ever said so. So this you wouldn't get this before the election. That's the point. This is people being convinced to go risk on now. And more institutions, more companies, more countries as well. Everyone's involved now. This is peak bull run material, and we could see a drop down, and that's the point. To get in a good entry, and to constantly, with like I mentioned, what I'm doing is to have some entries on the side. This is just an example. I'm probably going to change this. Have some entries on the side whilst at the same time constantly being in trades with low leverage. I'm going to do 4x leverage on BTC on both of these. I've done 5x on this one because when it comes down, that's the idea here. When it comes down, like a lot, then you have more room to put, an extra X or 2 on your leverage because it's come down so hard. Then it's likely to bounce from support. That's the idea there. And 5x is still very reasonable. It's still very low risk for BTC. I mean, if it was 5x on Solana, then that's too much for me. 3x or 3.5 or 4x is the highest I would ever go on Solana these days, based on previous experience. I'll tell you that. So yeah, that's that. That's the video, and just wanted to make that clear that if you are trading into this and you're concerned whether or not to get in, it's probably likely that it's going to continue to go higher, but with the chance that it comes back down, having some funds into another account is always a good scenario. If that scenario does play out where it does come down, you can actually just get in and continue to make those profits whilst being in a low leverage position elsewhere, and you are stuck in it, for example, until it comes back to your price. So yeah, take a look at these. It's been a pretty good few days. Pretty good few days indeed. Alright, well, that's the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think we're going to come back down? Are we going to continue higher to 100? What do you think? Good luck on your trades, your profits, and don't get wrecked. Don't do high leverage. Alright, well, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.